What's up, motherfuckers? Welcome back to another episode of the Low Life Motherfucking Chopper Podcast.
How's it going, you space cadets?
Shit, you boys on a MacBook.
Yeah, we got two Apple guys here.
No, we don't. We just have one Android guy that's on a MacBook.
You're looking crispy as hell, though, and no delay, surprisingly enough. I mean, I think we're going to nail our show at the end of this week.
Hopefully not.
That's how crispy it is.
It's like a funny thing.
It's been so far.
It's
like a couple of seconds. We're going to see. But yeah, we're back in it. I mean, we're better than ever. Artists are going to be starting to sculpt our fucking visage out of marble soon. We're legendary. We get better every week. We're going to have a Rhino and Loctite marble bust in your foyer. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we're beating out Joe Rogan, other podcasts that do well. I don't listen to them. Is that, yeah. I don't know any of the popular ones. I know like Joe Rogan, but I've never listened to any of that other shit. They ain't talking about choppers. That's for sure.
Well, the fuck not.
Yeah. So we got a couple of shows, a couple of shout outs, and a couple of sponsors right off the rip. So we're just going to get this business out of the way. There's a show coming up that you ought to get to. It's called the Deadbeat Retreat. You might have heard of it. We just talk about it all the time on this fucking show. It's
pretty cool
flagship chopper show for the Low Life Chopper Pro. But dude, it's the best. Steve is the best.
It's the official show of the Low Life
It's
Chopper
at the
podcast.
Blackthorn Resort. It really is. It was the show that united all the homies. You know,
it's the first
finally
show.
All united at that show.
First show we ever covered on the podcast. It was the second episode ever of the podcast. And when this podcast ends, the last one will be fucking recorded at Deadbeat.
That's a good idea. So it'll end in August. But that is coming up quick. August 9th through the 11th. I booked my room because I like that AC. I like a little toilet action. And I'm stoked for this year. It's going to be the Blackthorn Resort is awesome. It's like a biker's paradise. There's bars there. There's huge fields to fuck around in. There's woods to go get lost in on mushrooms. There's a river runs through it as well. So you can go and fucking drown face down naked, purple in the fucking creek if you want. That's where low lifes go to die. So I better see everybody out there. It's in New York. If you're in the New York area, you got to get out there. The Catskills are beautiful, though they're infested with yellow jackets. But they tend to leave you alone, you know, unless you stride into a Dunkin' Donuts and you jostle the door, you know, too vigorously. Yeah, August 9th through the 11th. I better see you motherfuckers at the reggae pool party. That's going to be off the chain. I'm very excited about that. There's another show, September.
The Smokeout, September 5th through the 8th. It's in Roa County Fairgrounds, Salisbury, North Carolina. They got live music, wet t-shirt contest, bike shows, mini bike racing, tankful bike tank art display, which Dan from the Paintworks is in. Check out his fucking lives. This dude has been crushing it on that tank. World's Strongest Biker, burnout contest, vendors, great food, and tons of camping. Check out www.smokeoutrally.com.
Yep, I'm trying to get to that one. Dan just posted a bunch of pictures today. Boy, that tank looks nice. Came along quick, too. It was like black and sparkly. Then all of a sudden, it was just like all sorts of shit going on. But, yeah, you boys might be heading down south. You're going to try to make it happen, Captain.
Shoo.
I'm going to edit all these coughs. I've been having coughing fits for like 3 weeks now.
What's going on with you?
Dude, I quit fucking vaping. So I had a harebrained scheme. Vaping is fucking terrible for you. Like, I started vaping to quit cigarettes. And then, like, dude, when you go like gas station vapes, dude, like it's fucking poison. I started like literally puking. Like I got like the mucus in my fucking lungs was like so like contaminated with like carcinogens and like weird shit.
Did you get super like winded, like short of breath?
Yeah, it actually like I'd get winded like I was a smoker.
Dude, that's the reason I had to quit vaping, because I was doing the same thing. I quit smoking butts by just getting those little fucking gas station vape things. And, dude, I would wake up in the morning and literally not be able to breathe. From a sleeping rest to waking up, literally feeling like I'm having a fucking asthma attack. To the point where I've been using my wife's inhaler to like, just to get going in the morning. It was fucking vicious. And now I haven't smoked a vape in what? It's probably been 2 months, 2.5 months maybe. And I'm just now getting over that. I'm just now like waking up and feeling fine. But for 2 months after quitting, dude, I literally could not fucking breathe. Like not doing any exercises, not walking at a sitting position, could not fucking breathe. That shit is poison, dude.
Yeah, fucking shit's garbage, dude.
I was never that winded when I was smoking
like,
2 packs of
I've been
butts
like a life. Yeah. I mean, that's the whole reason I like kind of went back. Like I've always smoked. I started smoking when I was like fucking 13 or 12 or whatever. And like by the time I was 15, I was like 2 packs a day smoker. And I never had that problem. Like I initially quit like on I had the Juuls. You know, those tend to work, but they're fucking expensive as fuck. So I'm like, I can't afford to smoke these. It's cheaper to smoke butts, and I like those better. So I went to those gas station things, and dude, that shit just like fucked my whole shit up. So I'm like, you know what? I tried to do the gum, like the Nicorette, but the vapes, they just deliver nicotine like so effectively, and it's kind of like you have the act of smoking. So I just could not get off of them. So my idea, I guess my plan is I picked up smoking, and then I'm going to quit smoking with the gum again. So
this is the move right here. This shit works.
Zins.
So nice.
Zin.
There's no tobacco in it whatsoever. It's strictly fucking nicotine. Who knows? Maybe I'll start having side effects from that pretty soon. But I'm fucking going through those. There's $20 and it lasts me a week and a half. You know what I mean? So it's like, that's pretty good.
That's nice. Yeah. Yeah, I've been packing a lip with the gum and shit, trying to like curb my smoking every once in a while, but yeah, those vapes are garbage. If you're on those fucking things, you should get off them because, dude, like literally you're reading the fucking packaging and it's like
the worst.
Nothing's spelt right, you know?
Yeah,
like they're obviously coming from China. It's like biological warfare.
Yeah, and for anybody when we're talking about like the Elf Bar kind of vapes. The ones that got super fucking popular. And like Ryan said, they're super convenient. You can get them at the gas station. They don't cost a lot of money. You don't have to refill them. You literally just charge them once in a while. They work fucking great. But those things, we're going to start seeing some shit in a couple of years that like people are fucking dropping dead because of those things.
Yeah. Like I'm not the healthiest guy on the planet. I'm not like peak physical form, but I could tell after using those things for a little while, like I'm fucking dying of this. I gotta stop. Yeah. So I'm going all organic nicotine and smoke. So yeah, hopefully that works out for me. But I've just had, I quit those fucking things, but I had this like, I've just been like congested. I have this fucking cough. And yeah, I know it's like, you picked up smoking, idiot. But it's like, I know it's not that exactly, but it's probably not helping. But fuck it. I'm trying to get healthy here. Shout out. I just discovered these. The Modelo Cheladas. I just found this for the first time when I went over your house. I picked up a 12-pack. These things are the best beers, summertime beers, hands down, I've ever had.
I'm gonna have to disagree.
Dude, it's fruit, and then they also have like the chili in it. Like the spice.
One of the lime ones that you left. Disgusting.
Are you fucking joking?
I'm pretty sure. No,
it's so refreshing.
I don't know factual, but I'm pretty sure that lime one is what semen tastes like. Listen, I'm a guy.
I drank like 4 Siemens then.
I'm a guy. I like salty Coronas. Dude, that was the saltiest thing I've ever drank in my life. When I first cracked it open, the first sip I took, so salty. The green one, dude, it's so salty. The first sip that I took, I'm not even kidding. I swallowed it and gagged. I was like, ugh, that is so
You're
much
kidding me.
salt. I swear to God. Dude, that was the saltiest thing I've ever tasted in my life.
This one has salt in it.
The green one?
Try a different one. I didn't know this had salt. It's lemon and salt. Yeah, it's lemon
Did you try it?
and salt.
Did you try it? There's the
Yeah,
saltiest
I tried it
fucking
right
thing
now. I
I've
just
ever had in
opened
my
it up.
life.
It's pretty salty. Yeah, I didn't realize that before. That's pretty salty.
It's
Still good,
so
though.
salty. It's like salt
It's making me a little
water.
bit thirsty.
I haven't tried the other ones yet. That
Yeah, I didn't
mango
realize-
one
I
with
like-
like
I
the
really like
chili
the-
or whatever.
Yeah, dude, the
That one
mango
looks good.
Yeah. Yeah, the
Yeah, I
mango
haven't
one is
tried
my
that one
favorite with
yet.
the chili, but then they also have this one is pineapple and chili peppers. And it's nice. It's just got a little spice to it. Nice.
Yeah, I
It's
haven't.
fucking
I
the
haven't tried
perfect
that
summertime
yet. But
beer
that,
for
dude,
me,
that
'cause it's
green
light,
one, I was like,
fruity.
nah. That green one's bad.
Yeah, that's not my favorite. Yeah.
Do you agree? It's super salty.
Yeah,
though?
I mean, it's pretty salty. It's pretty salty. I didn't realize it until you said it. I didn't even know that. I assumed they all had like peppers in them, but it's pretty
Yeah,
salty.
not good.
What's the other one have?
I'm gonna
That's
grab
salty
one, 'cause
too.
You left a couple here.
Oh no, that's just like orange juice.
Hold on. Up to the
Yeah,
people.
do the mango one. Do the mango. Yeah, dude, these fucking Modelo's. All right. I drove around. I saw it. The first time I saw it was like at a Rite Aid, and it was the only one. And I was like, what the fuck is this? I got it. They didn't restock. So today, I was like, oh, we're recording. You're going to get a 12-pack. I went to like 6 different stores to find this. And I found one at this like local grocery store in the beer cooler, buried in the back.
I got one.
You got the mango? All right.
Let's see. We're gonna do a live taste test here. I can tell you right now, if you buy these, when you open it up, throw all the green ones right in the trash, or give them to some slut that likes to suck dick. That was super extra. My bad.
If
That was a lot.
one of your friends asks for a beer, give them those.
Oh, this one
That
smells
was
good.
that was aggressive, dude. That's my fave.
That's good. Yeah. I like that. That's good.
That one's good.
But the green one is not good.
Yeah.
It tastes like salt water.
Yeah, it wasn't my favorite off the rip. I just didn't know that they put salt in it. That seems like
I
a
guess
little
maybe
much. It would have been
drink
better
all
just
of-
lime.
Maybe drink all of the mango and pineapple ones, and then once you're shitty, drink the green ones, I guess.
Yeah, just shotgun the green ones so they don't go to waste. Yeah, that mango one is fire though. I love it. The sweet,
tell you
and
what,
the
dude.
the heat.
Listen, this is not, I don't want to hear anybody's bullshit. This is not a racist comment, all right? This would be fire with Mexican. This would be so good with burritos and fucking homemade guac. Tableside guac, dude.
Oh yeah,
And this, yeah, let me get that.
yeah. I want everybody to buy these so they're so popular that they're everywhere. You know, this is my summertime beer. When you walked away, I was saying, dude, today I couldn't find it anywhere. I went to like 5 different stores.
Also, I want to give an update to everybody. You can't really tell because my background is blurred and I don't know how to unblur it. But this past weekend, me and Rhino got together and we did some work on the old fucking garage. We put this shit in. Check it out. Look at that ceiling. That's all foam board insulation throughout the entire fucking ceiling. I put that ceiling fan in, that exhaust fan in a couple weeks ago. Cut it in AC. I'll say this, the AC doesn't do much. Well, it's starting to now. I think this is like a pretty good sized area, so it takes a little bit. But right now, outside, the temperature is like 88, 89. It's about 90 degrees. You guys remember before, on those 90-degree days, it would be 110 in here. Right now, it's 90 degrees outside. I have this new insulation on the roof and the exhaust fan going. We're sitting at this 85 degrees.
Balmy 85.
85
That's
degrees in the
comfy.
shop. I'm feeling fucking good. I'm not dying, sweating my balls off. Feeling good. The AC is actually hitting me somehow.
It's amazing how much like 10 degrees makes.
Oh my god.
The difference between 85 and 95.
105 sucks. All those episodes we've been doing,
Yeah.
I've been recording in 100-degree heat. Not
Yeah.
ideal.
That's why I was like, dude, for the people. We got to do this for the people. You're going to die. First of all, last week you almost had a heat stroke. But we need the best Loctite. We need you shucking and jiving on these episodes. And you can only do that if you're comfy.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel good today. This is nice. But you didn't come here to fucking hear about how good I feel.
Yeah. Yeah. You didn't come here to talk about beers and I forget what else we talked about.
That's good public information. This is good public information.
Yeah, guys, go get the fucking chiladas, the Modelo chiladas, and make them the most popular beer in America this summer. You're going to see me with one in my hand.
I'll say this because I don't lie to you. I don't lie to the people. If you did not leave these here, I would have never had these. And also, once the ones that are gone, I'll probably never have another one until you bring more over. Because this just isn't like my thing. You know what I mean? They're good. I like them. But like when I go to buy beer, I'm just buying Modelo or a PBR or Corona. That's it. I'm just not like a
and in fact, if this was Budweiser or Bud Light or something, I wouldn't have bought it. I only bought it because it was Modelo.
Yeah,
and I love Modelo's.
Well, here's the thing,
and I was like, they probably know what they're doing.
I'm not a mixed drink kind of guy. You know what I mean? I don't drink fancy beers. I don't like IPAs. I don't drink mixed drinks. I've never had a margarita. It's just not my style. I drink beer.
Oh, we got to change that.
Very simple beer. The 3 beers I drink: PBR, Modelo, and Corona. That's it. Of course, like once in a while. And then for alcohol, just straight whiskey. That's it. Once in a while, when I'm feeling fucking a little pinkied up, you know what I mean? I throw a little bit of fucking, I do a little ginger ale in there with my whiskey. That's about as complex as your boy gets when it comes to drinking. Some whiskey gingers, that's my fancy name.
Yeah, dude. Man, I haven't met an alcohol I don't like. I'll drink fucking any kind of beer. Love IPAs. Love cheap beer. I love all booze. Tequila, vodka, bourbon. I'll even drink wine, dude. I don't give a fuck. I used to be in the Rossi posse. You know Carlo Rossi, that table wine? Comes in a big jug.
Oh, the one that comes
huge
in like
fucking bottle. It's like a gallon of wine.
Comes in a box with a bag.
No, dude, it's a glass jug.
Oh,
it's like a gallon of wine in a glass jug.
Yeah.
Carlo Rossi. It's like table wine. But I used to bring one of those to the party. You just sling that shit. It has like a little thing, like a little handle. You just sling that over your arm. Big old fucking dude, it's like a car. It's like a carboy, you know, like a huge glass of, and you just be like swilling on that shit because it's like 13% alcohol. I don't give a fuck, dude. But I do in the summertime, light beers. You have to hydrate, you know what I mean? So, IPAs in the winter, bourbon in the winter, tequila, and Modelo's in the summer.
Hate them. I'm telling you, dude, I've tried so many IPAs every time I go with you guys or like Topper Bob or Grease. And, dude, I just don't fucking like them. Just like not a fucking fan at all.
Yeah.
I think I'm just like a simple man.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, some people hate them. I mean, I'm not hating on anybody for what, you know, I don't yuck other people's yums. I like IPAs. Because I do like to taste the hops. And the thing I like most about them is you can have like one beer and catch a buzz. You get a fucking IPA and it's like 9%.
Dude,
and you're just like, oh, I'm good. You know, feeling good. Yeah, they get nuts.
Those IPAs are vicious.
They get nuts. But those aren't doing things beers. You know, so not in the summertime, not riding the bike. If you're drinking IPAs, you got to be settled down.
Yeah.
You're going
here's the thing too.
Wherever you're drinking them.
That may be the issue with me is because like I won't just like get home from work and crack a beer usually. I don't know why, but usually I'm just a social drinker. Like if we're all out on like the bikes, like at a camping trip, I'm drinking. But here's the thing: is like when I'm drinking, I'm going for the long game. You can't long game with IPAs. You're not drinking IPAs from 9 a.m. to 9 a.m. Not happening.
Yeah, no.
So I think maybe that's where like
they're
my
good.
discrepancy
They're good for
comes
lunches. You know, you take a lunch break from work or something. I would say
Nah, not
mixed
really.
drink or an IPA. That's good. Get a nice little buzz, then go back to work.
Yeah, I usually don't. When I do, I'll do a whiskey ginger or something. That way you can't really smell the whiskey.
Yeah, I'm a social drinker, but I'm also a lonely drinker. I like drinking by myself. I'll be the last one awake in the house. It's like midnight. I'm just drinking by myself in the dark.
How are you
I
up at
amuse
midnight?
myself.
You get up at like 3 a.m.
I have a problem, guys. But
You
you're not
sleep
here
3
to
hours a
solve
night?
my problems. Sometimes, yeah, dude. I woke up at 4 in the morning. I went to bed at midnight last night.
Yeah, I think you
I
always
don't really
wake
need
up at
that
4.
much sleep. I wake up at 4 a lot. Yeah. It actually, most of the time it's at 3 a.m. Like the witching hour. I just like wake up and I'm like, oh, I'm in a panic. I have like exclusively have nightmares. I don't like have nice dreams. So I'll just wake up at 3 in the
Damn.
morning like, and then I'm up. Yeah. And then I'm like outside. I hear like noises and shit. And I'm just like, I'm just going to get up. But I don't mind it.
I don't
I'm a
even know
morning
the last
person
time
too.
I had a dream.
I dream a lot. Yeah.
I don't dream, I don't think.
I have lots of
I'm
nightmares.
also a morning person. And that's why I love hunting season, because I get up fucking early. But with my job now, dude, it's like, it's such a relaxed job. If I got up at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning now, I'd be fucking assed out by noon. Because like I'm just not doing a lot anymore.
Yeah.
Now I'm like more in the office than I am in the field. So it's like stupid.
Yeah, take a little siesta in the middle of the day. Recharge those
I do
batteries.
sometimes. I'll just be at my desk snoring. My boss will be like,
Find a nice,
hello?
quiet, cool spot. Dude, I've worked with so many older dudes that fall asleep at work, like in an office setting. Like, it's amazing. Like, if you work in an office and you're an old guy and you're not up and moving around and shit, you can't stay awake. I mean, I don't nap, so it's never been a problem for me, but like, dude, straight up snoring. Like,
Well, here's
in an
the
office, these guys are like,
problem.
you have to
At
like go
my
and wake them up.
office, I'm in the same office as my boss. Like we're like in a big office together. He's in the the back corner. I'm in the front corner, and he likes to work with the lights off. So there's no lights all day. There's no windows in this office. So I don't see any light, dude. So I'm fucking gassed by 10 a.m.
Is your boss a vampire?
He's a fucking, I don't know, man. Him and the other guy that works there, I'll get there like
Are there any
before them,
mirrors
I'll have
in the
all
office?
the lights on, and they shut the lights off when they come in. I'm like, dude, what the fuck? They just like work with the lights off.
No, I've worked with people like that. I mean, definitely in an office.
Sleepy.
Yeah, some people like them off. Me, I'm like, I'm at work. I want to work. I like the lights on. I don't want to fall asleep.
Yeah. I keep telling him I'm
But
going to
yeah,
move
and
into
then
the front
I worked with a bunch of
office.
old dudes that falling asleep with the lights off.
Yeah. I keep telling him I'm going to move into the front office because there's a window out there, the lights on. I can fucking not be sleepy in the fucking pitch black.
Yeah, it's weird, dude.
I'm used to being
During
a
the day, I want to
construction
get
guy.
as much fucking sunlight as possible.
Yeah. I grew up in construction, you know what I mean?
you're
So I'm used
outside
to
all
just
day.
like, I'm used to go. And then now all of a sudden you got me in a room with no lights? I can't stay awake for that shit.
All right, we should probably start the show now that we're 30 minutes in. We want to talk a little bit about the culture. And there is I guess it's a topical subject. And kind of in two camps. But the Bikeriders movie was just released this past Friday, a week ago today. And there was a lot of scuttlebutt on the internet on how this is going to influence the scene, you know, or the culture. And there's two different opposing opinions on this. Some people are like, it's a biker movie, it's cool, you know, and getting more people inspired and coming into the scene is a good thing. It's a positive thing. And then the other camp is fuck hipsters. Fuck these trust fund motherfuckers coming, these culture vultures. This is terrible. It's going to drive up the prices of band heads even more. you know? So we wanted to talk a little bit about that movie in particular. And we're gonna talk about other media out there too, right? Because again, it's like if you've been around the scene long enough, it's like there's a lot of SOA haters, like Sons of Anarchy and what have you. But we want to talk a little bit about like some of the movies that inspired us, some of the media that's inspired us, and also just that movie in general, and what we think about it. And we'll put up, definitely want to hear your thoughts. And I threw up a post the other day, just like with our faces on the Bikeriders. And what inspired that was Dan looks exactly like that dude. He even has like the coiffed hair and shit. So, anyways, I threw that out there, and everybody. It just what was interesting to me was how different everybody's opinion was. It wasn't like unanimous. Like everybody's like, this is terrible. And then once people got to see the movie, there was a lot of people that were like, yeah, this was a great movie. And other people were like, this was absolute shit. Yeah. So anyways, we want to talk about the Bikeriders and just that motorcycle
the other thing I want to say
media
too,
in general.
About motorcycle media in general is like, people need to stop acting like these movies and these shows are like trying to be actual events. Imagine if Sons of Anarchy was based on a day-to-day of an outlaw motorcycle club. It'd be boring as fuck. It would be so boring. Of course, every episode, people are getting shot and blown up, because that's what people want to watch. Nobody wants to see 18 out-of-shape fucking guys sitting in a clubhouse fucking drinking beer. Who's watching that for an hour? Nobody. You know what I mean? So stop getting, first of all, let's just start there. It's like, stop getting so butthurt about that shit. It's okay to watch these fucking things, but I guess the question is does it have a negative or positive outcome for the fucking motorcycle community as a whole? Not even just shoppers, as a whole.
Yeah. Now, you saw the movie, and just full disclosure here, you saw the movie, and I have not. And in fact, I haven't even watched the trailers. I don't even like watching trailers because I don't want like any spoilers. But I mean, I guess this would be like, what did you think of the movie?
So I'll say this: the trailers are dope. And being fully transparent with you guys, like I always fucking am, I like when this kind of shit comes out. I like movies that revolve around motorcycles or MCs. I like shows that revolve around motorcycles or MCs. And I don't give a fuck who thinks what. I thought Sons of Anarchy was a dope show. I thought it was good. I even watched some of the Mayans fucking series. I thought that was good. And because I like motorcycles, I like the MC culture. So that kind of shit is fun to watch. It doesn't mean that I'm like, oh my God, Jax Teller's a real human and he blows people up every day. Nobody really fucking thinks that, except for the people that are pissed off, that are like, that's not what really happens. Well, no shit, dumbass. Real life isn't fucking entertaining. That's why there's TV shows. If real life was entertaining, you just go outside and watch people. All right. It's supposed to be dramatic. But for this movie, it's kind of like I don't really know how to describe it. So hold on. I gotta pull up, what is that fucking guy's name?
Now this movie was based on a book, which is based on actual events, right?
All right, so Austin Butler is the one that everybody's saying looks like Dan. Now, he is the main character, I guess, would be the main character of the movie. He did a great job. He played a great character. Tom Hardy is one of my favorite actors. Every movie that he's done, I've liked. So I was excited as fuck for this movie. In the movie, Tom Hardy has a very little fucking role. I mean, he's the president of the fucking club, but says very little and does very little. I don't know. I thought it was a cool movie because it took place back in the day. All the shit was period correct. Like the cars in the background were period correct. Most of the guys in the clubs were riding panheads. They were talking about like wrenching on their own bikes and this and that. And there was one quote I actually told Rhino that I thought was super fucking cool. And I forget what the fuck the guy's name was. It was like a guy, he's like one of the like main mechanics in the show. He's in the club. I forget his fucking name. But he said a quote. Don't quote me to it. This is just like what I fucking remember. It was something like, anybody can own a motorcycle. You have to earn a chopper. So I thought that was fucking super cool. And they really like focused on that of like, these club guys are building their bikes. They're getting factory bikes and stripping them down, not because it's the cool thing to do, but because they're stripping them down to build them what fits what they need. They're changing the seats. They're changing the gas tanks, the handlebars, the fucking foot controls, all that shit to like fit what they need for the way they ride where they live. So that part was super fucking cool. The history of it, I feel like it was like a blurred, and this is, again, I love the MC culture. I'm kind of like a nerd with that shit. I like all the history shit on like how the Angels started, how the Outlaws started, the Mongols, all these people. I like all of that shit. So it was kind of like a blurred image of how the Outlaws started. That's what this movie is based on, by the way, in case anybody doesn't know. It was like very blurred in the background, and maybe that was like a club thing, like a club issue. Like, hey, you can like talk about it, but let's not get too fucking deep. So maybe that's why that part was like that. But for me, as like a movie, I didn't like the movie, to be honest. Like I said, it had cool parts. It was cool that all the shit was original and they were riding panheads and all that shit. And like people were dressed the part, and like the demeanor was the same, and like the values that these guys held were like the same as like the old days, like back then, like the 60s and shit. So that was fucking cool. But the whole movie was like blurred. Like there was no like real fucking direction. Unlike, like the plot was just fucking weird, dude. Like you couldn't follow the movie. I felt like they could have like, it was kind of like, here's a big scene, here's a big scene, here's a big scene. Roll the credits. Like it missed all like the little things in between. So that was weird to me. Overall, it's like it's a good movie. Like I told Rhino, you should still go see it. It's cool. It's all the shit that we love. It's all the old motorcycles. It's all like those same values that we still live by. So it's cool in that, like in that aspect. But like for like a movie that had so much hype behind it, I think it fell short. And that's no disrespect to whoever had a hand in it. Like I said, it's still a cool movie. And maybe I just like had higher expectations, or like I thought it was going to be something different. That could very well be it. Maybe I just thought it was going to be all of like the story of how this started, what ramped it up, you know what I mean, like that kind of thing. But for me, I don't know, it fell short. But still a cool movie. I think everybody should still go see it. If you like that like time period, definitely go see it. It's a cool movie. It's just a very weird fucking plot.
Yeah, and I'm definitely going to go see it for sure as soon as I can. It's based off a book, and typically, like, I don't read. I'm a movie guy. But if you're a reader, go read the book, because the book's always better than the movie, they say, right? Because there's a lot of other considerations with a movie that you don't have in a book, right? Like,
well, the deal with the book,
to have
too,
it be like an hour and a half, you know? Like,
the deal with the book is like there was a guy, and you see him in the movie. He was just hanging with the club from the beginning. And like, here is the one cool thing about it. And like, I don't want to get too much in the movie, so I don't want to spoil it for anybody. But this is the very beginning. It shows the club started as a racing club. And that's how most clubs started until after World War II. And then that's when shit like ramped the fuck up. So it did show like that kind of shit. Like the gradual build of the club and like whatever. So that part was cool. But there was a guy that would just like hung with the club. He was there all the time at the clubhouse, at the parties, at the runs. And he would always be snapping pictures and like had like a little fucking recorder and like would be talking to people and asking them questions. So I think that's how the book got formed. So a lot of it is true. Maybe that's why it's so good at capturing like the era that this whole fucking story took place in. But hands down, the coolest part to me, so make sure you stay at the very end of the movie, when they roll the credits, they show all the original photos, all the black and white photos that this dude took of like the original guys, of their bikes and like all the shit you see in the movie. You get to see the original photos at the end. It's fucking sick.
Yeah, I think. I mean, you and I have talked about this too, and I think that we're gonna do it as soon as we can figure out how to do it justice. But do like a Chopper history episode. But I mean, you can't.
It's
the
so
two
hard
are
though.
Choppers and clubs. Choppers and clubs. That's how choppers came along, right? I mean, from my understanding, it's not like, I mean, like yes, racing and stuff like that, but like clubs shortly thereafter and like camaraderie and stuff. But that's what's cool about that to me is like the how it got started and the club culture and how choppers are like intertwined. Yeah, it's I mean, just like with like you were talking about Sons of Anarchy, right? Like how they have to punch it up to be entertaining, right? And the way I look at it is, all right, so how many movies or shows come out about motorcycles?
Yeah.
Right? Like support those guys that are putting that content out, because there was a time, you know, like with the I mean, back in what, the 60s, 70s or whatever, with all those exploitation movies with bikers and stuff that got like super popular. They were like kind of pulp and underground. Those were cool. And we want more of those. We want some of those today. Because, like, yeah, talk shit about Sons of Anarchy, but I'd rather watch that than fucking Grey's Anatomy or some gay shit about a hospital or whatever.
Oh, I love Grey's Anatomy.
Like, do you?
Yeah, it's one of my favorites. I've seen.
Are you fucking with me?
No. I've seen all of the seasons multiple times. Love it.
Are you fucking with me?
No, it's one of my favorites.
No, you're fucking with me. I don't even know what it's about. It's weird that I picked that one out.
Yeah. No, so my
it's
wife
about
started
hospital
watching
people,
it.
Right? Like surgeons.
Yeah. It's about, surgeons. My wife started watching it. And like, obviously I was just chilling on the couch, and it's actually a pretty good show. There's a lot of like sex. There's a lot of like drama. All kinds of weird shit going on. Not a bad show, but I get what you're saying.
Okay.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, it's not my cup of tea. But I will watch like pretty much anything like motorcycle related, right? And like things that like obviously influence the culture, right? Like Easy Rider. You know, like that was a big movie. That was a really cool movie. Really well done. That's like in the canon of chopper films, right? There's only so many movies that like you can think of that are actually really good movies and are about motorcycles. And you know, obviously Easy Rider is one of them. There's a bunch of shit, you know, like all those you know, grindhouse type of films like were real shit. And but they're kind of cool, you know, like Werewolves on Wheels and fucking you know, fucking all that. They're fun to watch still because they're about like bikers and motorcycles and choppers and shit. I could not watch the Mayans. I did watch all of the Sons of Anarchy, but
people take that shit too serious, man. And like everybody wants to be the tough guy and all this bullshit. It's like every time I hear somebody say Sons of Anarchy is gay and it's mythical, and did it make a lot of fucking weird clubs pop up? 100%. But like, how can you say Sons of Anarchy was the gayest show and like portrayed bikers the wrong way? Sonny Barger was in it, dude. For all of the fucking seasons. You know what I mean? Had a hand in like coming up with episodes. There was multiple angels in the fucking series. And people are like, it's fake fucking bikers, blah, blah, blah. Like, I get it. Yeah, it put a weird dent in the fucking motorcycle scene for sure. it made Harley sales go up for sure.
Yeah, and
Put a lot of fucking
there's
weirdos.
guys. I mean, here's the thing too: is there's guys that'll wear the Sons of Anarchy vest with like the 3-piece patch. You know, their girlfriend will give it to them or whatever.
Yeah,
and they'll
yeah.
be out like they'll be in their Honda Civic. They'll hop out to go get gas.
Not
You've
a
seen
great
those
idea.
videos online, you know, and it's like that's not the Sons of Anarchy's fault. It's that dude, you know, and he should be tooled on. But that show for me too, it's like I watched it all. I didn't think Jax was cool. I thought he was a fucking tool, dude. And like his love interest in the show she was busted, dude. I was like, I don't even believe this. Charlie Hunnam's like chasing that. That's the most unbelievable part of that whole show was that he was interested in that woman. I was like, dude, she's fucking. I wouldn't fuck her with your dick, dude. And I'm not a very attractive man, but yeah, it's all fantasy, you know. But I think it's cool to, you know, anything motorcycle related is good for the culture. And like, I guess as far as like the Bikeriders go, I haven't seen the movie yet. My opinion of it is fucking awesome that they were making movies about that type of shit. And they have dudes like Tom Hardy doing it. And if it inspires some people to go out and like, dude, when I first got out into motorcycles and shit, I wasn't like, you don't come into the culture as the coolest guy in the culture. You know what I mean? You have to kind of learn what's cool. And, you know, like if dudes are inspired by that movie and they come out to the Low Life Lowdown or they come out to the La Espada show and they're like supporting it and they get stoked on it, I think that's a bonus. I think that's good. I don't give a fuck. You know, like culture vultures and hipsters and whatever, like people know exactly who you are.
You're gonna have,
and if
that
you're
no
actually stoked on the shit and you're just dumb, then that's fine.
Yeah, you're gonna have the weirdos no matter what. And do you get weirdos from these shows and movies? 100%. But here's the flip side to it: is yeah, it's annoying for guys that are just like normal fucking dudes that are trying to buy parts and the prices get driven up and like weirdos show up at shows and etc. Yeah, I agree. That's super annoying. But think about what it does for businesses. All these guys that are making these parts, dude, all these fucking weirdo dudes are the ones that are going to buy them immediately. You know what I mean? It helps these guys to have these small businesses. And like I said, I don't really fucking care what anybody thinks. I think when it comes out with these kinds of fucking shows and movies, I think it's rad. No matter what, whether they come up with these shows and movies or not, there's always going to be weird fucking people. It doesn't matter what hobby you have. It doesn't matter if you ride motorcycles or you ride side-by-sides or you fucking ride mopeds on the weekends with your friends at the beach. There's always fucking weird people that get into every community. And sometimes those weird people end up being cool fucking people. They just don't know how to act in the beginning.
Oh, yeah, 100%. It's a journey, dude. You got to figure it out, you know? Like, you don't know it's fucking cool. You just show up on whether it's a hardcore scene or a chopper scene or whatever the fucking scene is, dude. You have to learn, you know, that you have to like be exposed to it and be like, oh yeah, this is what I should be into, you know, like feel your way around.
Like when you're born, you're not born cool. You're not born good at baseball or good at fucking riding motorcycles.
Speak for yourself, bud.
You got to fucking learn. Cool, dude. You learn what you're interested in, and if you're actually interested in it, then you become not a weirdo anymore. Or maybe you are a weirdo, because a lot of dudes I know are fucking weird as hell.
Dude, the chopper scene is full of weirdos, dude.
So many weirdos.
I mean, we're not normal either. I mean, we're not like, I mean, we're kind of weirdos, but in our own way. But for me, for one, like, I welcome new people to the community. I think that, like, if you come in, like, it's all love until, I mean, if you're not doing fucked up shit, and like if you're not stealing from, if you're not like a dirtbag, dude, that's fine. And I'm not worried about prices getting driven up either. You know, like they're already so high.
Yeah,
it's not gonna make a fucking dent. Nobody gives a fuck. You know. So come on over.
Chopper Bob said this to me before. This always happens. He's been in the chopper game for fucking ever, since the 70s. And this kind of shit always happens. There's always a fucking surge of new interest. And it's cool because it ramps the culture back up. And the good thing about this culture is it has its way of weaning out the people that aren't supposed to be here. The guys that don't actually love this shit, once they've been doing it a year, 2 years, maybe it takes 3 years, and they hate having a wrench on their bikes every fucking Friday night so they can go ride with their buddies on Saturday. Or they hate fucking breaking down. Or they hate having to open up a fucking manual and figure out how to rebuild the transmission because they can't afford to fucking send it to somebody. This fucking scene or hobby or whatever you want to call it has its own way of weaning all those people out. You either fucking love this or you're not here for long. And people don't have to push you out. You don't have to be a dickhead to these people. You know what I mean? If they don't fall in love with it, they won't be around long because it's a fucking labor of love. This shit, anybody that really fucking puts miles down on their bike or like does anything really on a fucking chopper, you know that it fucking sucks. The cool part about it is like staying up all night Friday night and showing up to the show or to the fucking run that all the homies are doing, and they're all like, oh, my fucking God, this dude made it. He fucking got that shit done, and he made it here. That's the fucking cool part. Like, it's cool to, like, for me, choppers wouldn't be cool. And this is, like, I've always been a wrench my whole life. And it always, like, it's the same path no matter what you're wrenching on. But it's, like, the cool part to me is, like, there's all these highs and lows. So it's always fun. Because it's like you may be riding cloud nine and then all of a sudden you fucking blow your bike up or something fucked up happens to your bike and you're just like, damn. But then when you fix the fucking thing and you're riding with the homies the next week or the next month, you're back up here again. It's like you're always winning. Every time you fall, as long as you don't give up, you win again. It's like, I think that's like what the coolest part of it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's hit the nail on the head. If you don't belong, you won't belong. You know, like you're not gonna. You can only fake it for so long. It's like, you know, and who knows? Some people get burnt out after a couple of years. Some people get burnt out immediately. It's just like it's up to you. And if you're out buying, you know, if you're buying choppers and you're not like into wrenching and shit, that's cool too. You know, if you're out riding, that's the important thing about this too, is like ride your fucking bike, you know? And if you got the money to give it to, I mean, there's a lot of dudes. Here's the other thing is like, I mean, panhead money, knuckle money, like dudes that are buying those old Survivor choppers and shit, they are supporting dudes that are about it. Those dudes that go out and find these dusty panheads in fucking barns and bring them back to life that have been sitting there for fucking 40 years too. You know, those people are keeping the community alive as well. So, you know, there's like, I don't know, there's a lot of hate and shit about like these chopular guys and fucking, but dude, they're playing their part. They're they're going out to Illinois and fucking, you know, driving 15 hours to go pull a bike out of a barn and then get it running again, you know, and then that's their livelihood. And they get to, you know, get those bikes out of the fucking barn before they are, you know, completely out of commission and bring them back to life and get someone on them, get someone riding them. So I don't know. It's just like, don't hate. Don't be so fucking hateful. You know what I mean? Like, just chill a little bit honestly, and just be glad that there is motorcycle content out there.
We can speak on it firsthand, man, because I've personally heard people hate on this show. And I've heard people say, oh, yeah, they're fucking chopular and this and that. But it's like, dude, at the end of the
Who's
day,
saying that
fucking,
shit?
Dude, I've heard it from people that are homies. At the end of the day, dude, it's like, I'm to a point in my life where like, I don't fucking care. Really. Like there's like a small handful of people that like I actually give a fuck about. And like everybody else is just like, hey, what up, dude? Good to see you. Glad you made it to the show. You know what I mean? And for me, it's because I've just been burnt so many times. And in this community, man, it's like, there's a lot of good fucking dudes. Like the La Espada guys. They are some of the most solid motherfuckers I've ever met. I'm not involved in their club. Rhino's not involved in their club. A bunch of our homies aren't involved in their club. But anytime we've ever been like, hey, man, can you come through? Fucking need help with this or whatever. Hey, can you guys, you mind coming through the show? Fucking maybe spread the word. They have no problem doing it. You know what I mean? But then you got guys that are like, I don't listen to the show because like for this and this and that. And it's like, I've been doing this a long fucking time now. We're on 6 years? But 6 years now. And I've seen the friend groups that have been molded around this show. And look, I want to make this clear. I'm not saying the show has any hand in growing the chopper community. I would never fucking say that. But I've seen friend groups form around this show. I've seen businesses go to next level around this show. And then I've also seen all of those same people not listen to this show, not support this show because it's the popular thing. I think that's always just like a fucking cop out, honestly. And it's the same thing with the shows and the movies. It's like the cool guy thing to do. I think it's corny as fuck, but maybe it's because I have some fucking stake in the game. Well, I really don't have some stake in the game because like I don't make money off this. Brian doesn't make money off this. So I really don't give a fuck who listens to it, to be honest. I don't care if there's 3 people that are diehard listeners. That's worth it.
Yeah, to me, too, it's like, first of all, if you guys think that we think that we're popular, you're fucking out of your mind, dude. Like, it's not like that at all. I feel like pathetic fuck every time I put out an episode. And I'm just like hoping that some people are stoked on it. And I get stoked when, I mean, there's a handful of people that they're every week they like comment on our shit, they reach out, and that's what keeps me going. I'm not looking at the numbers. I'm not trying, like I want to reach as many people as possible because I want to meet all the cool chopper people in the world. That's kind of our mission, is just to like branch out and just like, it's so cool to meet people from fucking Florida, California, Maine. It's awesome to get to know people even from around here. And they're coming out of the woodwork too, like guys like Lex, like he fucking lives 20 minutes from me, he didn't listen to the show until like recently, and we got to meet him, and solid dude. We got to hang out, and
that's the only thing
we text back and forth all the time.
That's the only thing that like keeps this going for me, is like when dudes write in, they're like, yo, fucking, I met this dude that literally lives the next street over from me for the past 10 fucking years, and now we're fucking homies because of this show. Like, that's what's fucking cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? All of the other shit, setting up at shows, I don't think I'm fucking cool. To be honest, I fucking hate setting up at shows. Ask Rhino. Every time he's like, yo, we setting up, I'm like, rather not.
I have to pull teeth.
I fucking hate it.
I'm like, all right, I'm packing up. We're going.
And like, to be honest, I hate most of the people in this fucking culture. To be fucking brutally honest, dude. A lot of people are fucking little assholes. And it's not even about this show. It's like, and we talked about it, and I don't want to like go down a fucking rabbit hole, but it's like, I've talked to a lot of guys that really fucking do this shit. Really are in their garages wrenching. Really fucking like the old motors. Really like pushing themselves. And like Rhino said, even if you buy the fucking thing and you take it to a shop to get fixed, I don't fucking care. Do I think you're missing out on a part of the experience? 100%. But I don't fucking care. You know what I mean? If you're a good fucking dude, I don't give a shit how you got your bike or who built it. What I care about is people supporting the people that support this fucking thing that we love to do. You know what I mean? When Lotta Spanish throws a show, show the fuck up. Buy a ticket, buy a drink ticket, buy raffle tickets. Because that's, you know what that does? That makes the show happen next year. And you know what that means? That means somebody, Dan, bringing his kid. Or Fish is bringing his kid. Or I'm bringing my kid. Or Rhino's bringing his kid. And you know what that does? That gets those kids wanting fucking motorcycles, wanting to build choppers. That keeps this shit alive. I know that's a lot more further fucking thinking than most people do on the regular fucking day, but it's like, support the people that support the shit you like. If you got these guys throwing shows and you don't fucking show up, or you can't share a post or tell your buddy about it or tell the old head down the street that doesn't go on social media or listen to podcasts or whatever, you're kind of a fucking shithead, dude. And I'm so sick of hearing the whole fucking rebellious this, rebellious that. Shut the fuck up. Half these motherfuckers ain't doing. You could spit in somebody's old lady's mouth and they're not going to fucking do a goddamn thing about it. So stop with the tough guy shit too. Because you're not fooling nobody.
Yeah, well, that's the problem is you think you're too cool for school to watch a fucking episode of SOA? You think you're too cool for the Bikeriders? You know, like, that's the thing I don't like about, like, people that think they're, like, for me, it's like we're a bunch of fucking dirty dirtbags. We're all poor. We all suck at life. We all have our crosses to bear. Like,
none of us are fucking
some of us
cool.
are recovering heroin addicts and shit. Like, the thing that keeps us together, though, is as far as the culture goes, is like, it's like, it doesn't matter if you can afford a cool bike or not. It's like, what really gets the respect is how much effort you put into it, and like, being a good person, being a good friend, like, supporting people and being positive, and like, dude, I can't stand motherfuckers that are like, shit on everything. It's like, dude, you get that negativity out of your life.
That's why I love the MC culture so much. It's because, like, you're held to that fucking standard of being a good human. That's literally what an MC is. It holds you to be a better person for your brother. You know what I mean? And that's like, it's just so fucking infuriating, man. I don't want to go on a rant and like have people think, oh, these guys are just little cunty assholes. It needs to be said because not enough fucking people say it. And I don't know. I just think a lot of people act like some bitches lately. And it's like, if you think you're too cool to support cool shit, you're a fucking dork. Because here's breaking news for the chopper community. Nobody's cool. Anybody that rides a chopper, you're not fucking cool. You sit in your garage and build motorcycles for other men to look at. You're fucking weird. You're borderline homo. You know what I mean? You're fucking one chopper build away from putting a dick in your mouth. None of us are fucking cool.
Yeah, no, that's
so stop thinking that everybody's too cool for this or too cool for that. We're all fucking weird dorks in our garage. All right, so embrace that.
It's the gayest culture, and it's
the weirdest culture.
Fucking Pride Month. It's Pride Month, so we should be prideful because we build these machines to go with a bunch of boys in a room to go show it to other boys, and actually, the L in LGBT, I gotta say, because we got 5% lady listenership, they do it for the same reasons. They're not trying to impress dudes with it. They have their they bring it out and fucking show their girls.
Let's just fucking make a pact here. Let's everybody stop trying to be too fucking cool. Nobody's too cool to support anything in this community. I fucking promise you. You're all a bunch of fucking nerds, just like me and Rhino. You sit in your garage, talk to yourself, have arguments with yourself, get mad at yourself, and fucking build shitty bikes. Yeah, maybe you know a good painter that makes your bike look good. But that's about it. We're all fucking weird little nerds. So it's like, enough of the pissing contest already. Either be about it or just don't be a part of it. It's just so annoying seeing it. It's like
yeah, it's
fucking infuriating, honestly. Support these dudes that are doing cool shit, keeping this thing alive.
Well, it's the same thing as like a fucking, like being like shitting on fucking movies and shows and people. And it's like, dude, it's the same thing as like a fucking Ivy League kid, like shitting on people. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like, you're not better than anybody else. And by the way, what inspired you? Because I know there's a lot of motherfuckers out there today that were inspired by Orange County choppers, in the early aughts. Like, that was their first time seeing,
which turned out
like
to be
chopper,
a wicked
and they were
gay
like, yeah,
show.
this was cool, man. Yeah. Dude, like, were you always cool? You know what I mean? Like, when I was a kid, I was a fucking idiot, dude. Like, go look at a picture of yourself from 20 years ago, dude. Nobody's gonna be like, yeah, I had everything figured out.
Yeah.
Like,
and I hate to tell you,
it's part of the journey, dude. And as long as you're stoked on it,
the chopper scene is made up of punk kids, hardcore kids, fucking degenerates, shitheads that fucking cause trouble, Like, none of us were ever fucking cool. Ever. Not even when we were kids. So stop fucking acting like you're cool. You're not. You're not too cool to support anybody, I promise you. Support your local painter. Support your guy who's making fucking cool parts that you can't make. Support the guys that are putting shows on. It's like, and if you don't believe me, ask any fucking old head. This shit will die. It will fucking die. And then you'll be by yourself in your garage, no shows to go to, no homies to ride with, because nobody wants to fucking talk to anybody, because everybody wants to have backdoor conversations all the time. I think we need to bring two things back. Stop thinking you're cool, and if you get a problem with somebody, say it. Stop telling other people you hate somebody. Tell that fucking person when you see them. You know what I mean? If we can do those two things, we'll make choppers great again. Simple as that.
Yeah. And you know what? That's not unique to the chopper community either. It's like, that's just like a way of life. You know, like those tenants that you grew up with. It's like, dude, you shouldn't be a catty little bitch and talk about people behind their backs. If you have a real problem with someone, go and deal with it. And if not, shut the fuck up. You know? Yeah. But what like when you were growing up, what inspired you? Like chopper wise or motorcycle wise? Like, was it a family member? Or I know like your dad was into it and stuff, but like, what about like media wise?
So I grew up, like I said, wrenching. My grandfather built hot rods. My dad built hot rods. My dad and all three of his brothers ride motorcycles. So motorcycles always been a thing. My dad hung out with a bunch of club guys. So that has always been a thing. I started riding a motorcycle when I was 16. Like I said before, it was street bikes when I first started. All my whole family made fun of me for it. Said I was a fucking idiot. Turns out they were right. And then I got into just riding regular live and learn. Yeah. Then I started riding Harleys. Because I enjoyed riding. And you can't ride a street bike fucking long because it hurts your wrist like a motherfucker. They're fun, but they suck. Then I started riding Harleys. But I also grew up like watching all that shit like on like the Saturday morning fucking like God, what the fuck is it called? Horsepower TV, all those shows you would watch on Saturday, like the car shows, the Mika Model Auction, the biker build-offs, so like Billy Lane and Indian Larry and Jesse James, all those fucking guys. That never, watching all that shit, I wasn't like, I want to build choppers like everybody fucking says. You're a liar. You're fucking lying, because those dudes weren't even building the choppers that we build right now. So fuck off. But that just made me want to customize shit. I never like had a thing where I was like, I want to build choppers as a kid. I just like building shit. And that just like followed into my entire career. I dropped out of school when I was 16 and did construction because I like building shit. I like creating shit. I like making something from nothing. And then just as I rode motorcycles more, I did the clubbing thing for a while. And then I got the Sportster from my dad, started pulling that apart and just like doing little things that I could fucking figure out myself. And then what it really boiled down to with me building my own bikes was I took it to a fucking shop. Here's the weird thing too, is like I've built motors for cars, high horsepower motors, 6, 7 fucking 100 horsepower motors, but didn't want to fucking work on a CV carburetor that was on my Sportster because I thought it was going to be too crazy. Took it to a shop, got absolutely fucking molested on the price. And from that day, I was like, I'm not ever paying anybody to work on my bike again. And then once you do that, you start just meeting people because that's your interest. When you get interested in something, you start meeting people that have the same interest. That's how the fucking world works. And I ended up meeting Grease. He was in the same club I was in. And me and him were the only ones that had the interest of, hey, we want to build skinny bikes. Like we wanted to build, and I didn't know then, I wasn't like, oh, I want to build a 70s style chopper. I was like, I want a hardtail and I want to make everything on the bike skinny because I like riding in the city. That's my favorite kind of riding, is in the city. Ask Rhino, Dan, all these guys. That's what I always say. I like riding in Manchester. I like riding in Boston. That's my favorite place to fucking ride. That's why I like the skinny bikes. That's why all the bikes you see me build are skinny fucking bikes. But after meeting Grease, it made it a little bit easier because now I had a guy that I could bounce shit off of. Where I'm like, now I wasn't afraid to take bigger steps because now I have a second brain I can bounce ideas off of. If I can't figure it out, I'm like, hey, Grease, have you ever dealt with this? Or how do you think I should go about this? And vice versa. Me and him did that back and forth, back and forth. By doing that, the more shit that I learned how to do on a bike, the more shit I wanted to learn to do on a bike. If that makes sense. So I never had like, just like this weird inkling where I was like, I want to build Frisco style choppers, brother. That never fucking happened. I've just always liked customizing shit. And it's like, it just so happens that my riding style and what I think is aesthetically pleasing to my eyeballs is a skinny Frisco style chopper. That was very long-winded.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but I mean, like, you're right about those early chopper shows. And I think there's a lot of people that were, like, in our age group anyways, the demographic of this show, that were inspired by, you know, West Coast choppers, Orange County choppers, all that. I missed all that shit. I didn't ever think about choppers. I didn't work on cars. I didn't work on bikes. And then I was in, like, my late 20s when I finally got a bike. And I had no clue. I had no clue. I didn't know what choppers were. I still didn't have cable, by the way. Like, in my late 20s. Never been a big TV guy. Never watched TV. And the first place I landed was, you know, Chop Cole. And I was just like, speaking of media that inspires, I was kind of like, what the fuck are these things? You know, like, that was the first place where I didn't even know the word chopper. I was just like, I know these bikes look cool. And I want my bike to look like that. And then from there, like, once you start getting acclimated and you understand that there's like what the culture is out there, and you're like, there's dudes that are doing this out of their fucking garage. You can do it yourself. You don't need like tons of money, you know, like those. You don't need to bring it to a shop. You don't have to build something like an Orange County chopper, like a Superman or Spider-Man bike. From there, it was just like, dude, I was by myself. I didn't have any friends that had motorcycles. There was no Low Life Chopper podcast. There was, you know, I went on Amazon, you know, and I was just like, motorcycle movies, motorcycle whatever, you know. And one of my big early inspirations was actually the Chop Ahead DVDs. I got into those because they were on Amazon, and there was like a bunch of them on there. And it was just like, here's a cool chopper that a dude built in his garage, you know? And it was shit that I was into. They were like smashing 40s on each other's heads and fucking doing wild shit. And I was like, this is fucking cool as fuck, dude. And then eventually after that, it was like shortly thereafter, there was like Low Life Chopper podcast. And then God, you guys were from New Hampshire, because then it was like, oh, now I got a network of dudes that I can talk to. And, you know, we can talk about like how to, you know, like we meet up at shows and shit. We're trading parts. We fucking, you know, and then it just exponentially grows. And the more into it that you are, and the more people that you meet in your area, the more fun it gets. Like, dude, it is so fucking fun to go to a show and there's just like hundreds of dudes that are into the same shit you do. And it's like, it's an automatic filtering mechanism too. It's like, he's the same kind of person, you know, like they all come from different backgrounds and shit, but they love motorcycles and they love working on things and learning new skills and shit. And then it's just like, that's when it gets really fun. I you know, like, my advice is definitely, you want to be humble, you know, like, that's a big that's like one of the best character traits of the chopper community. Is the best dudes doing the most killer choppers, they're all super humble. Yeah, and like just like when we do this, you know, we're doing this show, and I reach out to a lot of people, and some of these guys, in my opinion, like when I reach out to them, I'm like, this dude's like the dude. He's like the heavy hitter. Like, whether it's, you know, like chopper builder, or maybe they specialize in like front ends or springers or whatever, and we reach out to them, and dude, they're what's so great about it, and I'm not even mad, you know. I ask them to come on the show, and they're like, you know, like, they're like, not really my thing, you know, like, they're so humble, you know. Like, to me, when I reach out to them, I'm like, you're the fucking best, you know, in the business. Like, you're doing this one thing and it's so amazing. And to have them be like, Nah, you know, like they're kind of embarrassed. They have like some shame, you know, like they don't want to like put themselves out there. And I love that. You know, I don't even take, I'm not like, oh, this fucking guy won't come on a fucking show. Because you guys, you know, like you've sent us all sorts of suggestions. Some of the people, some of the best people in the industry, they're too timid, they're too humble, and they don't want to, they're not like that. You know, they're not like, yeah, give me my limelight or whatever, you know? And I just think it's so cool. I'm like, dude, that's cool. You know, like, uh, some of the best bike builders I've ever seen, you know, that we've invited on the show. They're just like, they're low key dudes. And I think that's cool as fuck. They're just like, no, dude, I'm just doing my own thing. Like, they don't need it. They don't want it, you know? And I think that's super cool. So I'm always like, well, if you ever change your mind, you know, like doors are always open. But I just think it's like, you know, they don't know how great they are, you know? And like, what, because some of these dudes are so infinitely talented, you know? Like, I could only wish to be that good that I could make something like that or build a bike like they do.
Yeah. No, I could not agree more. It just comes down to like support the shit that you like, or it's not, it just won't be here anymore. You know what I mean? We got to support the chopper community is such a small
So,
space. I know
so
everybody goes to
what
shows
is
and
your,
sees,
what is, like, in your opinion, the best biker movie you've ever seen?
I think I've said it before. I really like 21 Days Under the Sky. And the reason I like the whole thing about that one is just good because it's like there's no like production, there's no like written up storyline. It's just like dudes that fucking love this that are road tripping across the country with their fucking homies, breaking down, having to make roadside repairs. The soundtrack is fucking phenomenal.
Yeah,
And
really good.
it just captured that movie captured what it's actually like to have legitimate fucking homies. That was like, that's if I ever wanted somebody to be like, hey, what is it like in like with your group of fucking people? I'd be like, watch that fucking movie. You know what I mean? Because it's like, that's it. That's what it's like to have real fucking homies. I know everybody says, oh, that's my homie. You're my homie. A lot of these motherfuckers are blowing smoke up your ass. All right. In that movie, it shows it legit. These dudes have shit break on their bikes. All of them are there wrenching on the bike. They get split up. It's fine. It's not a fucking problem. They're going to meet up down the road. They know that their dudes are going to be down the road when they get there. You know what I mean? It's just, that movie was just like probably the most spot on thing of like what real fucking homies do. And like it really just painted the picture of like building choppers with your fucking homies. Shit's gonna fucking break. It's not gonna be easy, but it's gonna be fucking a blast. It's gonna be a lot of fucking fun. And like your boys are there to fucking help get you through it.
21 Days Under the Sun, awesome movie. It's really inspiring. You know, it makes you want to go out and road trip. Soundtrack is killer. Have you ever seen Hell Ride?
I want to say yes. I don't know though.
So
Tell me a little bit about it.
It was like produced by Quentin Tarantino, and it was written and directed, I believe, by Larry Bishop, he did a lot of those biker movies back in the 70s and shit. He was like the dude. So he wrote and starred in this. Has like Michael Madsen, Dennis Hopper, Vinnie Jones, David Carradine. It has like an ensemble cast, and it's not like the best movie, but it's definitely like a modern. If you like those old biker movies, like the old exploitative ones, from back in the day, they're like super pulp and shit. Like, it is a good one to watch because it's made by the dude that did it back in the day. So that one is super cool, but like, I want more movies coming out. I'm hoping like the Bikeriders does really good and they come out with other similar ones like that, because a lot of motorcycle shit is they don't get it, you know? Like, they don't get the culture. It's just like a fucking, you know, like the bikes look like shit. Every time I see a movie where there's a motorcycle in it and it's not like a cool chopper or something, I'm always like depressed. You know, like you'll watch like Mission Impossible. He'll be riding like a fucking brand new Triumph or something. I'm like, hey.
Yeah.
I want to see some more cool old bikes and movies.
I want to see more like of those like indie films, like Six Over and shit like that. Like those movies are really fucking cool. I really enjoy those movies. Because it's cool. It's just like it's real life shit. It's not scripted. You know what I mean? I also like the ones like what you're talking about. Those scripted movies are fucking cool. It's cool to see a blockbuster movie of shit that you're into. But I really dig like those indie movies where it's just like real life shit. Like those are super fucking cool.
Mm-hmm. All right. So I think we're on the same page. If you don't feel too cool, if you're not better than everybody else, then you probably like when anything motorcycle related comes out and you'll give it a shot. And you don't have to love it. Like I didn't love Sons of Anarchy.
It has to be
I didn't think it was like cool.
Like stop thinking it has to be real.
It's fantasy.
If it's a blockbuster movie, it's not going to be fucking real. If it's a blockbuster show like Sons of Anarchy,
watch a documentary.
Hate to tell you, not real. Not fucking real. And if you think it's real, maybe you are.
He would never hook up with that chick.
You got to have fucking dreams. Think it's real. I don't give a shit. Here's the thing: is like no matter, like I was saying before, no matter what you're into, does not matter which category you fall into. Whether you're a fucking road glide guy or a fucking chopper guy or a fucking what were those gay ones? VMAX guy. Or a fucking Yamaha guy, it does not fucking matter. None of that matters. Because at the end of the day, it's the person on the fucking bike. And here's the thing is like, all those people, they're all going to go, we may all be in the same community. But we all are going to split off into the fucking groups that we're supposed to be in. You know what I mean? You're going to have the guys that are just in it because it's cool and they like to tell people they build shop. You have the guys that really live, breathe, fucking choppers and don't give a flying fuck about anybody else. Then you're gonna have guys like me and Rano, where we piece our way through life, building shitty motorcycles, but we have a fucking blast doing it. You know what I mean? There's gonna be different fucking groups, and that's fine. You know what I mean? But don't try to weasel your way into another group. Don't be a chameleon, is what I'm saying. Just stay in your fucking lane, and everybody has their own fucking lane. It's as simple as that. Stop hating on everybody. Support cool shit. And fucking ride your goddamn choppers. Simple as that.
Speaking of support, we should take a minute to shout out those people that support us and make this show possible.
Up first, we got Dan at No Luck Paintworks. Listen, the books are closed. It's summertime. Your boy likes to ride choppers, so he ain't fucking painting. But he's doing that tank art for Smokeout. And he was itching to spray that fucking gun. Old son says he likes to take breaks from painting, but he's lying. He loves it. He's a fucking paint huffer. He's a paint sniffing weirdo. All right? So if you want to get on that fall schedule, you want to get that bike painted this winter, or you got a build that looks something like this, hit Dan up. Get on that motherfucking schedule. And let Dan take your build to the next motherfucking level. I promise you, you will not be disappointed with old son. Just let him know what direction you want to go in, which colors, and let the fucking magician do his magic. All right? I promise you won't regret it. Hit him up. No Luck Paintworks on motherfucking Instagram. Next, we got Deadbeat Customs. Steve, the creator of the Deadbeat Retreat, where all lowlifes go to die. This show, listen, we already said it. This show is the fucking flagship of this show. This is our moon landing. This is the first show we went to. The first show we reported on. It'll be the last show that we ever fucking go to. Look, Rhino's already strapped. All right? Steve is a solid motherfucker. He has supported us since the very beginning, since we were just little fucking weirdos talking into our cell phones like fucking nerds thinking we were podcasting. Steve has been supporting us that long. He supported us through getting canceled. He supported all of you from the venue getting canceled and still making it happen on a 7-day notice. If that's not something to fucking support, I don't know what the hell you're looking for. All right? Shop at deadbeatcustoms.com. He has a little bit of everything for everyone, from the chopper guys, bagger guys, diner guys. You need luggage, sunglasses, vest, helmets. He's got it all at deadbeatcustoms.com. Use code LOWLIFE at checkout to save that motherfucking money. Next, we got Stay Strong Co., the creator of the best motherfucking hot sauce this planet has ever seen. Matter of fact, I think I heard some fucking talk about a Nobel Peace Prize after he came out with the fucking chopper sauce. That's right, we did a collab with Stay Strong Co. We got the Low Life Chopper podcast, chopper sauce, hotter than a Harley and a pepper patch. Bet your motherfucking ass after you shit, you're still gonna have to scratch. All right, this shit is fucking delicious. Get the trifecta. Get the shit hot sauce, the shit's hot sauce, and the motherfucking chopper sauce. Tell them you heard about it on the Low Life Chopper podcast. And get some of that sweet heat. Next, we got Lowbrow Customs. Everything you need for the road ahead. One of the only websites where you can build an entire motherfucking bike in one place. They got everything from specialty tools to gas tanks, motors, engine stands. They got everything. Check them out, lowbrowcustoms.com, and check out their videos on YouTube. They're actually pretty fucking helpful.
Next up, we got Whee Motor Co. We wrench, we ride, Whee Motor Co. My neighbor from the Great White North, Gaucho up in Canada, he got gear for riders so they can still afford a ride. Put a little gas in your tank. You're going to need it, hombre. Sub $300 USD club style vests. Plus, he's got shirts, hats, hoodies, and other goodies. Even it has a camp mug. Go check him out. Whee Motor Co. HUI Motorco.com. We got Matt over at Burnt Up Wood Burning. One of the only motherfuckers talk about real. Want to talk about real homies. He got an LCP tattoo. He does photo realistic wood burning designs.
He got me my fucking birthday issue, bro.
Got the birthday. Have you cracked that open yet?
I haven't. I'm scared to.
Are you waiting until your birthday?
Oh, that's a good one. When I turn 40, I'll open it.
Yeah,
that's still a couple years. I'm only 37. Relax, guys.
Making an event. Yeah, so he'll do photorealistic wood burning designs from choppers and hot rods to pets and hot broads. Matt's your man. He'll do anything. He has no scruples about doing your old lady's titties or your old man's dick. Happy Pride Month. He's old school. He doesn't use AI, fancy CNC machines and shit. You know what he uses? These mitts. Nobody can hack these bitches. Next up, we got a new sponsor. Silver City Co. Silver City Co. Austin. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. This is Matt's boy. You guys saw him on Got Wood episode. Solid dude. He got me a natty ice at the show. A big boy. He is out of Meriden, Connecticut, and he is offering welding, fabrication, custom fabrication, and small maintenance. So bikes, cars, this dude does I saw him fucking hack up a Jeep. He does all sorts of fucked up shit. And his imagination knows no bounds. So go check him out. Silver City Co. New sponsor. Thank you for coming on board. And by the way, Meriden, Connecticut, I'm seeing my boy Moose tomorrow. He's coming up from Meriden, Connecticut. This is my old pal, dude. The strongest man I've ever met. And we met out in fucking Phoenix. And he ended up moving to the East Coast. And he's coming up tomorrow. We're going to go get shit hammered. Nice. Shout out to Moose. Last on my list, but certainly not least, Oxford Co. Choppers. The original bad boy, Bumba Cloud. This is a good one. I got some new information. Hot off the presses. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
So he's your boy. He is your boy for handlebars, hardtails, hard parts for hard men. But this is the best deal. You guys perk up your ears. Turn the volume up. Tell your old lady to shut the fuck up. You need to listen to this. We tickled it last week. He's doing hardtails. This is the spot to get your hardtail done. This is all TIG welded and installed in-house in Oxford, Connecticut. USA made steel. cast axle plates, $900 installed. Did you guys catch that?
That's a smoking deal.
Dude, it's the cast axle plates. USA made steel, $900 installed.
And here's the thing. I'll say this. Here's the difference. When you order a hardtail, if you've never put a hardtail on, you have to fucking cram those fucking pipes together to fit in your frame. Or you have to spread those fucking pipes open to fit in your frame. You know how much tension is in that fucking thing? Guess what? That's not an issue when somebody's building your hardtail from scratch. It's built to your bike. This is how you stop all those cracks that you see people bitching about on their welds. This is how you stop it. Now, if you break it down, getting a hardtail, you're looking at $400 to $500 to get somebody to now weld that hardtail on. If you're not going to do it yourself, probably another $500 to $700. This is cheaper and a better product, and you get to support the original bad boy himself.
Dude, cast axle plates alone. If you're looking for a hardtail that has cast axle plates, you're looking at $1,000. If you're gonna buy it, that's just for the hardtail section. This dude's gonna install it, TIG weld it in-house with USA made steel for $900. If you don't bring your bike to him to get hardtailed, you're fucking stupid.
You could ship
if
your
you're
bike
in
to
New England,
California and still be cheaper.
It would be cheaper than dude, fucking forget about it. I couldn't believe it. Oxford Co. Choppers, not only is he doing hardtails in-house, the most beautiful hardtails, he's going to be doing mine. I'm talking to him about doing the softail. He does frame restoration. So if you got a fucked up ass frame that you want to restore, bring it to him. So
and
he'll
at the
do
end
the
of the day,
resto on it.
At the end of the day, he's just a good motherfucking dude. Remember, like the dude we're painting the picture of throughout this entire episode? That's the guy. He is a solid motherfucker, supports everybody, works fucking hard, doesn't ask for shit, and keeps his pricing fair. How do you not go with a guy like that?
Yeah, this is a no-brainer. So if you want to support someone, Chris is the kind of guy you want to support. So fucking good. Good at what he does and just a solid fucking dude, right? He shows up and he represents, and I just $900 for a hardtail installed. You're not going to find, with cast axle plates, you're not going to find a better deal than that. So yeah, Chris at Oxford Co. Choppers, go check him out. Last but not least, we got Loctite's motherfucking chop shop.
Conveniently located in Epic, New Hampshire, home of the three governors in the center of the motherfucking universe. For all your pinstriping needs, hit me the fuck up. Your boy's been dabbling in all kinds of shit. Right now, I'm really feeling the fucking graffiti lettering and the old like Sailor Jerry type fucking flash. Really like doing that shit. But I'm still doing traditional pinstriping for all you guys that love that shit. Hit me up for all of your custom garage signs, pinstriping your entire bike, pinstriping your wife's titties, whatever you want. I'll make it happen. I'll fucking put paint on anything. And last but not least, this show.
The Low Life motherfucking Chopper Podcast, your premier Chopper podcast. We bring you garage builder interviews. We give you the insights into the chopper cultures. We got some hard opinions. But you're going to want to go and support your boys because, you know what? Sometimes you guys bum me out, you know? Some of you fucking haters, you bum me out. But support us. Go over to Patreon and get in. I said I was going to do it today. But here's a little surprise for you, laddies. If you sign up for giveaway level supporter, I'm going to be pulling this next week for the LCP chopper sauce. Go over to Stay Strong Co. and just pick one up because you're going to want at least 2 of these in your fridge anyways. But we're going to be giving away 2 of these next week. I'm going to be pulling 2 names. And actually, you know what? I'm going to say I was talking to Fish Tank Whiskey, one of our oldest supporters. He's never won.
That's wild.
Fish Tank's never won. I won 3 times. 3.
That's wild.
And some of our dude. He's never won one. I couldn't believe it. So if he wins next week, it's definitely not rigged. I'm just going to put it out there. We do everything above board here. You guys are going to see me pull it. But hopefully he does win. And I'm going to be sending this out. We're going to be pulling 2 just because they're only $10. I got a fucking whole rack of this shit. But go over to Stay Strong Co. He's the giveaway sponsor. Go pick up some chopper sauce. Support your boys there. Support Jean-Luc, the sweet baby Jesus. Shout out to fucking Pizza Overlord. He went and got the Holy Trinity. He got the shits, and the chopper sauce. He's got to sell that as a bundle. But
yeah,
go over to Low Life Chopper Podcast. Go get yourself some fucking merch, dude. I'm gonna throw this up. I had some merch inspo. I'm gonna throw it up right here. You guys tell me what you think about it. Loctite, I'll send it to you after. I just threw it together today, but it's very New England centric.
Love it. Can't wait to see that.
I'm gonna send it to you right now. I can't believe I didn't send it to you before, dude. What the fuck? All right, I just sent it. You tell me what you think about that,
dude. That's so sick. How is that just now coming up? That's so sick.
Yeah, maybe I'll have that out by Friday. Isn't that so sick?
That needs to be a hat, a winter beanie, a shirt, a hoodie, socks. Can we make socks like that?
That'd be sick. I'd get that as a tattoo.
Yeah. All right, listen.
Over my heart.
Thank you, everybody that stayed tuned in for an hour and 43 minutes of us fucking talking shit. Hopefully, you found this episode helpful or entertaining at least. As always, thanks for fucking tuning in. We appreciate you. Thanks for keeping it real. And we'll see you next week.
Look at the fucking balloons, dude.